Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast, and there's one final Kaldheim product I'd like to open up here on Good Morning Magic, and it's these, the theme boosters. Why are there 6 this time instead of 5, and what exactly can you find in them? Well, today let's open some up, and I'll tell you all about it. All right, everybody, here we are, the theme boosters for Kaldheim. We've got all 6 of them here, and I'm going to open them all up for you today. We're going to start with the white one because I figure why not go in Wooburg V order, and I'll get to the V a little bit later, what exactly is going on there. So this is the theme booster. Here's the white one. In the front, here's the back. Now what exactly is a theme booster, in case you're wondering? Well, so in a theme booster you get 35 cards, and you get either 33 or 34 commons or uncommons, and then 1 to 2 rares or mythic rares. I think the rare or mythic rare is about 10% of the time, maybe a little bit higher, something like that. And the idea here is the theme booster is really for the player who just wants the most magic cards, right? They're just like, I just want a lot of magic cards. Maybe you're relatively new to the game or you want to build a theme deck out of commons and uncommons in Kaldheim. Whatever is your fancy. Like, this product has done really great for us for those players, and people keep loving it. So sometimes I'll hear like players who have been playing a long time or who are just like super like only focused on the rares and mythics, like, hey, who's buying this product? There's a pretty big audience for it, and it is people who just want to get a lot of cards for their purchase. So like 35 cards all in one spot is pretty solid. All right, there we are. Kind of had to finagle that out of there and murdered that package. Sorry, white theme booster. All right, here we go in a little pack here. Now, I'll also say one of my favorite things to do with these, if you've never tried it, is to just grab 25 basic lands. So, if, for example, grab 25 planes, in the case of this theme booster, shuffle them in and just play the game against someone else who has done exactly the same thing. It's a lot of fun. I'd recommend doing it blind so you don't know what's in your deck, and it's basically an open it up and play right away experience, which is pretty cool. So, there's not necessarily, not necessarily like strong themes running through it directly. It's not like a set booster where we make the connected commons and uncommons. But because they're all the same color and they're all from the same set, you will find some pretty significant themes that run through. And they're all cards that can go into your white deck. So, for example, Funeral Longboat can. Sometimes gold cards will show up. And some, for example, Dominaria's gold cards could show up. But it doesn't happen very often. And I don't remember with Kaldheim's if they do or not. You can get duplicates, right? You're opening up so many cards that you can even get duplicates, which is once again nice when you're shuffling cards in to build a deck, a little sealed theme booster deck to play with. Or just trying to collect cards from the set. Yeah, shuffling lands and playing these is a blast. So yeah, you're seeing just looking at these, like if I was trying to build a kitchen table deck, there's all kinds of Kaldheim themes running through here. You've got some boast action, some aggressive stuff. Ooh, lots of boasting. You could also probably do some kind of drafting game with these if you wanted to. I could also believe that there's some kind of jumpstart-esque thing you could set up with this product. I haven't tried it personally, but you know, shuffle 2 of these together, add in some lands, have a 100-card deck maybe. Maybe you even get to like use a legendary creature from the set as your commander. Could be some fun. Doomscar Oracle with the second spell thing. Yeah, so white-black's theme and limited in this set, and you know, when you're building your kitchen table decks, white-black's theme is playing your second spell in a turn. Kind of a new thing for white-black to be doing. So some cards here will call it out specifically, which is neat, like this one. Invoke the Divine, getting close to the end here. What are we going to find? This is a bomb limited card. If you've been drafting on Arena, you might have lost this card already. It's a pretty strong card. All right, coming to the back, we've got Sigrid the God-Favored hanging out there at the back. Now, my shuffling 25 lands and play thing does cause a bit of difficulty if you open up a modal double-face card, but, you know, have some sleeves at the ready. Or checklist card, you know, it'll be okay. All right, carrying into the blue one now. Here's what it looks like. Choose your color, blue. The backs will all begin to look a little similar. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. 25 lands to start building a 60-card deck. So it says start building. I personally prefer the shuffle and play. Blind playing Magic is one of my favorite ways to play Magic. I love playing a deck that I don't know what's in it. Maybe that's just me. I don't know if anyone else out there likes that too. If so, let me know in the comments down below. But that kind of like, I'm going to open this up, I don't know what's inside thing is pretty cool. I've pitched some products in the past that really are just that. And if that's something you'd be interested in, like imagine, I'm not saying this exact thing would happen, but imagine like a mystery booster style product where you just opened it up and it was just a deck randomized. You didn't know what was in it. You just shuffled it and played. That would be like a perfect product for me. I would buy lots of that and play it with my friends. Anyway, here we are. Enough about random products that don't exist. Here is Shimmerdrift Veil to kick off our blue theme booster. Absorb Identity. This art is always a little scary here. Blue is one of the colors that gets, it gets a little more changelings than normal. Blue-green is a changeling-y deck with some tribal overlap stuff. So in Limid, so you'll see some changelings probably running through here. Super cool to bring Changeling back for this reason. You know, it's such a different feel than Lorwyn, where Changeling first debuted. It's cool to see a different context. Fun fact about a Null: this guy's holding up the horns right there. So a little metal fan on this Annul, and probably who drew the Annul as well. Rune of Flight, get those runes in there. Another Absorb Identity. Looking for some shapeshifters to go with this one. Pilfering Hawk. Yeah, if you're doing the shuffle in 25 lands thing, you might want to make some of them snow lands to help activate your snow cards. You'll get some in here probably, right? We saw the Shimmering Veil earlier, but maybe you shuffle in all snow lands. Maybe you shuffle in like 5 snow lands. You've got a bit of variance, but 5 or 10 snow lands. Pretty fun. Legendary Uncommon. So we do Legendary Uncommons more and more often now. And for a few reasons. One, it just creates some additional commander options and actually helps create diversity, because Legendary Uncommons are usually, they're never going to be like, no, I don't want to say never, that's not true. Tachiova does exist. But most of the time, they're pretty safe cards. And they're just like, hey, I really like this card. I love Inga Rune Eyes. I'm going to go build a deck around her. There's our Changeling. And, Inga's not really at the threat of dethroning any other mono blue commanders, so it just gives you a fun new deck to build. It's also really fun when you're playing limited or just, any kind of Magic, because having more legendary characters around just makes it feel more epic, right? Your cards have actual names. You're playing out cool sounding leaders. I find that pretty compelling in a game. I don't know if any of you find it that way, but that's why you've seen an uptick in Legends. It was that way a little while for Brawl, which is of course still relevant for Magic Arena, but really it's to help make the set feel epic, which of course a set like Kaldheim should feel epic, and yeah, create some more commander options in the process. I'd be curious to know what you all think about this. Let me know down below. It's a lot of absorbing identities, by the way. There's 3 in this one, I think. And for a rare, we've got the Surtland Elementalist, good with some of those giants we saw earlier. I think it's so funny that the reveal a card or pay 2 showed up in Ixalan and is showing up on this card again here too, after showing up in Lorwyn. It's always a fun throwback to that plane. All right, heading into black now. Here's what's on the front of that. Here's what's on the back. Choose your color, black. Let's do it. Let's choose our color. We've chosen it's black. Black is probably the color I would choose if I was buying a theme booster, just because of all that removal, right? A lot of great staple stuff there. I used to be the Black Council of Colors representative. Now that's Corey Bowen, who also works on a lot of Commander products. Moved on to do some other stuff, but I still try and pay attention to our black cards. Whenever we do file passes, black is the color that I usually hop into first. I guess part of it's nostalgia, part of it's just because black cards are fun to read. They get to do all kinds of stuff and lose life for it, or gain life if you're this Renegade Reaper. Black-green is a snow deck, so you'll see some cards with these double snow symbols. Definitely going to want plenty of snow lands to activate those. And in the drafts I've been doing online, not enough snow lands, or not enough people have been picking up snow lands early enough, I think. Yeah, so once again, you'll start to see some of the themes run through, and elves is another big one here. So you get lots of elves running through. And that's, they are called theme boosters for a reason. And while they're not as connected commons as the set boosters, which I mentioned earlier, there are batches of cards that we do tend to put together and are dropped in here. So you'll see some stuff that is meant to go together in the same place. Dog in Pursuit, a little story spotlight here. Always keep an eye down there. It tells you a little bit about what's going to happen in the story, in case one of those shows up. It's easy to miss. We used to do a watermark for it, I think all the way back in Kaldheim, right? The watermark is the thing that shows up back here, kind of where Fortell shows up. But we stopped doing the watermarks because we ran into challenges when we had things that we actually wanted to watermark for other reasons. For example, in Ravnica, right? If you wanted to do a story spotlight and watermark your card, well, you can't really have both watermarks on there at the same time. Watermarks also usually convey some kind of gameplay significance. For example, oh, that's perfect timing. For example, hey, this has Fortell. You should know that you can foretell this card. And the story spotlight ones did not. But we still keep the little note down in the corner about story spotlights. Going through our vehicles here. Raise the Draugr. Get into the back of the pack. What's going to show up? Hey, it's Cleaving. Ooh, I feel 2 cards. Nope, I just feel 1. But yeah, the Cleaving Reaper, which is one of the Theme Booster exclusive rares, by the way. There are a number of rares, I'm glad I get the chance to talk about this, that only show up, well, I don't want to say only, but they don't show up in the normal draft boosters. They show up in the theme boosters, as well as the set boosters and the collector boosters, but not the draft boosters. So they're things that are not there for draft play, and a lot of them are like pretty big. Oh, here's the back of the red one, by the way, before I just destroy it here. There's probably a better way to open these, but I don't know, kind of enjoying getting my Viking out and crunching these open. A lot of the Theme Booster exclusive rares are chosen to be like really big splashy creatures, which would often be a really huge bomb in Limited, or just be something that's really appealing to, let's say, a Commander player or someone who is building, relatively new and building a deck. The audience for Theme Boosters is, once again, a player who is just looking to get as many cards as possible. So they're cards that, would appeal to that kind of player. You want to put the right cards for the right player in the right place. And then collector boosters have them because they have everything. All right, heading on in. Starting with Frenzied Raider. Yeah, Red's got plenty of boast stuff going on. Red-White's a boast deck. Red-Black is also a boast deck. Lots of boasting that can occur. This card's a powerhouse, by the way. Foretelling that thing, casting it for 5 later on is very good. There's one of the mini runs we see. A little bit of giant on giant stuff. Giant next to a giant thing, I should say. So happy dwarves are back. We saw them in Kaladesh after a while, and now they're back in the set. Maybe a couple dwarves in the middle there, but it just made so much sense for Kaldheim. No goblins. Poor goblins. We'll see them another time. Goblins have had plenty of opportunities. It's cool to see dwarves. We do not make rituals very often. This is a card that does go up a mana, technically. I think it's probably going to be safe, but we're very careful about making those these days because they tend to lead to storm combo decks or people doing all kinds of, ridiculous nonsense, playing cards way before they're supposed to. Speaking of dwarves, there's 2 dwarves right there. Sorry, Shimmerdrift Veil. Another Doomscar Titan. Very cool. 7 damage to creature chosen at random is kind of a funny mechanic. We try not to do too much random stuff, but sometimes a little bit of extra variance is fun in the game, and that's a card where you have to make a very unusual decision because you don't know what the outcome is going to be when you kill it sometimes. Something's going to die probably, but what exactly? You don't know. Gilded Assault Cart, Vault Robber, and then at the very back here we've got Arnie Brokenbrow. Rawr. Talk about boast. This is a great card for your, well, not just your boast deck, but really any red aggressive deck. Gets in there, deals some damage. If you haven't listened, by the way, to the song on YouTube that was done about Arnie Brokenbrow, it is a delight, and I highly, highly recommend it. WUBR. It's time for G. We've got green theme booster. Choose your color, green. That's right. You know the drill. Let's crack into this green theme booster. It's going to eviscerate this packaging. trying to find like new ways to destroy it every time, but these have pegs on them up here because for mass market stores. Once again, the other thing that really appeals to a player might just show up into a store like Target or something, and being able to peg them is super important. So there's one left. We'll get into that one in a moment. So exactly what's up with the 6th one. So headed into green, got our Glade Walker Ritualist. You can see on the other side of the elves that I mentioned earlier here. Vanillas, one thing that we did for a while, then backed away from, and now we pay more attention to is doing one vanilla in every color every set. So you still don't see it every time, but I always like seeing a vanilla, especially when it has a creature type that's relevant, like elf. A vanilla, of course, being a creature which has no abilities whatsoever. Type is okay, but no rules text, as it were. And then a French vanilla is a creature that just has a keyword, for example, flying or something like that. This card is train direct so many of my drafts. Be careful with this one. It's a Temptress. The Elven Bow. I love these equipment that create creatures, like the living weapon rifts. This has been a lot of fun to play with. It's nice because when you draw your equipment at any stage of the game, even if it's kind of a weak equipment, it's always pretty good. Usually I do wait to pay the mana to kick it up all the way, but there's a few times I haven't. Sometimes you just need your +2/+2 and menace right away. Big upgrade on Ranger's Guile. Sorry, Ranger's Guile. The Lindworm, yes. Here's your thing, every creature type, because it's a spider. I think that's connected to a Norse myth I don't actually know. Every time I see that, I've got questions. Now, this is a little strange in the green theme booster because of the triple white. Why is this here? Because it has such a high crew cost, right? Green is all about ramping, which this does well. It costs a lot of power to crew this. So it does fit here in the green theme booster, even though it does make white mana. So a little weird looking, but it fits what's going on here. That's been a wild commander to build around. Get out all your tiny 1/1 asps. Snow spells is a new unique wild thing we did in this set. Just a little touch. Just when you have your scrying sheets or whatever in your deck, it's really nice when it interacts with everything else that's going on, right? You don't have to play these spells that are sideways to that. Eyesight Troll, and at the very back we've got Tusky, the Bearer of Secrets. More like the Squirreler of Secrets, am I right? I'm right. Let's see. Runs up and down the world tree. That little squirrel. Okay, so what's going on with this 5th booster or the 6th booster here? Does this one exist? Well, we tried this with Ikoria too, with the monster themed booster as our 6th booster. Some people want to theme their deck to a color. Great, these wonderful 5 theme packs to pick from. But some players are just like, I want to feel the theme of the set, right? I want to feel the Viking energy coursing through my veins. And this is our way of saying, yes, hey, if you like Vikings, let's give this a try. And I'm curious, so if you like theme boosters out there, this is something we're testing out. Like I said, we did with Ikoria. We're trying it here. How do you feel about these themed ones that are not just colors? Right? Is that a thing that you like? Is that a thing you don't like? Let us know, because we're still learning with these. All right, here we go. All 5 colors of cards can show up in here, but they should all be Viking themed in some way. So let's see how we feel about this Viking stuff. Yeah, here's a Viking card carrying an axe, the Death Knell Berserker. Fire Giant's Fury, that's a pretty Viking name. It is a giant, but I'll let it slide. Demon Berserker, yeah, for sure. And the idea here is that if you're building a Viking deck or a deck that feels like it's Viking themed in some way, you'll find stuff in here for your deck. Bound in Gold, or to trap other people's Vikings. Yeah, attack with my Vikings. Of course, vehicles. Yes, vehicles were a big part of designing this set. Vikings are known for their vehicles. Like longboats are one of the first things that you'll think about. So we knew we were going to have some more vehicles than normal hanging out in here. We try not to do too many vehicles in every set so that when we bring it back in cases like this, it can be a little special. Oh yeah, this is a sweet Viking. Can't wait to cube with this one. Or standard with it, probably, too, frankly. Get my white beat down on. Oh, I dropped a card here. The Blizzard Brawl was hanging out back there. Trying to sneak on past, but unlike a bear hiding in a snowstorm, I saw it. I guess I saw the bear in a snowstorm, too, unless it was a polar bear. But anyway. Viking. Definitely a Viking. Whew, that's metal. Not a Viking, it is a demon, but it's pretty metal name, so you get a bit of that metal vibe running through this Viking pack, right? It's really about the, in game design we talk about this a lot. It's about the feeling it elicits. And like, does this feel metal, or does it feel like a Viking, Norse themed thing when I'm opening it up? And in this case, definitely yes. And then we're getting to the back of this pack, and we've got Vargoth Bloodsky Sire. Now that is a metal name and a demon, and a fun one to end on. So there you go. That's what's in the 6 kind of theme boosters. Now they're randomized, so you won't always get the same things in them that I opened up here. But go out, and if you wanted to get a lot of Magic cards from the new set, this is a great way to do it. Well, thank you all for watching, and if you've watched all of my opening videos, congratulations. You belong to a very elite class. Post in the comments down below, and I will give you proper congratulations. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll be back on Wednesday with not a product opening video, something a little bit different involving Kaldheim. And I can't wait to talk with you then. In the meantime, though, when you find exactly the theme you're looking for your deck, you got this. There we are. Borderless Tyvar Kell, Planeswalker. Nice. You love to see it.